Hi guys, I hope everybody is doing okay given our current situation. And as I said many times before, feel free to reach out if you are confused, if there are any questions. So today we're going to go over the requirements for the Civic project. I'm going to explain to you verbally what we are trying to do here and what you are supposed to do. So I'm going to use Canvas. Here is the student view, which is what you guys should be seeing. I have just posted all parts of the Civic project, so you can look at them and you can understand the whole scope of the project. You should have already seen the first portion, of which I have released in the beginning of the week. And if you looked at these here, you will see what you are supposed to do basically. It's a bit obscure, so I'm going to go over it one more time. First, you need to identify a problem. It's in the community of Cal State LA. So make sure it's a problem that is not too big, something that you can find a solution of, because that's the ultimate goal of the project. So basically, our ultimate goal is to find a solution. I'm going to draw here as if that's my whiteboard. And sorry for the ugly drawing, but that's what I can do. So think of it as steps that you are going over, and they're ultimately going to take you to the solution. So your first step in finding a solution is to define the problem. Right now, that's what you're doing. I have asked you to think about what contributive factors could be there and who is affected and so on, so you can define the problem really well. If you define it well, it will be easier, it will be possible to find a solution. So after you understand the problem, you will start researching, gathering evidence, and understanding the problem in more depth. So one step to do so is to find articles, which will be scholarly articles. I will explain this in a second. They are going to show you what the statistics have shown about such a problem, what possible causes could be. Scholarly articles are articles which have been written by people who have done research. The librarian who had a workshop with you should have explained this to you, but since I'm not sure he did, I'm explaining it again. So scholarly articles are different from other articles in the way that they have been based on research. There is evidence to what the person who wrote it claims is true. And there have been other people who have reviewed all the evidence and have confirmed or denied it. Most of the scholarly articles that you will find are articles that many others have confirmed, meaning that it has been approved by many scholars or people with PhDs, basically. You will find scholarly articles by going to Google Scholar, and in case you forgot, you have to go to the university library website, click on Google Scholar. You have to log in from here, and then you will be able to use the databases that the whole university has purchased. So it is important to get here from the university library webpage to be able to open all of the articles that you need. So let's say our topic is first generation students. You are going to type what you're looking for. And you can figure out which one of these you want to use, or just look at it more generally. That's up to you. These are all articles which are scholarly articles. You can limit what you're seeing over here. I prefer that you look at something that's more recent. So let's say since 2016. And you can open any one of these articles, read through them, make sure that you understand them. So this one seems like a good one. I'm going to click on it. I'm not going to go into too many details how to look for articles because I already explained it in your assignment. But basically, read the abstract, see if this is what you're looking for to give you insight into the topic. For first generation students, you have to understand what the problems are, where the problems are coming from, and what could be possible solutions. Abstract means summary of the article. Now, in the full text, you can look for charts or any tables. As I said, it's best that you have those because they describe the problem and the solution much better. Any statistics you look into are going to help you understand what the article is about. This one does not have any charts from what I'm seeing. So over here you have related items. You can choose one of these or you can go back if you want to. This one does not have abstract. So see, this is a news release. It's not quite what you're looking for. So it's better that you look for a scholarly article, not a blog, not a news release, but something that's an article. Let's see this one. Okay. Now, this one is in a different format. Still, that's not a problem. By the way, many of these are very, very long. And you do not need to read the whole thing. You can just get some of the facts, some of the verbiage. Here is the abstract again. You can look if there are any charts which would be in the full text. These references are also useful because here you will find similar articles. References are what the writer of this one used when they wrote it. Again, look through this. This is something that you could use, that there is an increasing number of first generation college students. Generally, I don't need you to do something very deep, so to say. With the scholarly articles, I just needed to understand how to use them. And later on in other classes, you're going to use much more of these. The instructors will explain to you how to use them. But again, it should give you some insight and give you some ideas for what the solution could be. At the end of each article, there should be a conclusion, discussion and conclusions. Here you can find most of your ideas, but in the body, it's too detailed. Generally, don't worry about reading the body, except for understanding charts and graphs that you would like to use. Now, you will use these when you are writing out your solution to the problem. And I'm going to go over this later. All right, so once you're done with your scholarly articles, next, you are going to conduct a survey of your own. and you are going to survey the students for most part. The students at Cal State LA. This is so you can understand from others what the problem is. You are already a student, you understand some of the challenges, but you should get other people's point of view. And I have the detailed instructions for this in Canvas. Let me go back. Here you will see the instructions for the scholarly articles. I went over them. And here are the instructions for the survey. Both the scholarly articles and the survey are due on the same day at the same time. So you have two things due. And I did it this way because you can do both simultaneously. You can divide the team into two groups maybe. Two people can work on the articles and two people can work on the surveys. Or 2 and 3, whichever way you would like to. Before I continue with the questions, I'm going to show you one sample of what other students have done. So prior semesters, they had to present and they created a PowerPoint. It's regarding first generation students. You see that they define the problem and they explain why it is a problem. You have to do this in the first submission, which is due this coming Wednesday. So you will submit this in your first assignment. In the second assignment, a week later, you will submit the academic sources and you have to write a brief summary plus charts or graphs that you find. You will get extra points for those charts and graphs. Then you have to submit survey questions and responses. Again, you will do all of these in the submissions for each assignment. You will not be making a PowerPoint. What you will be submitting would look something similar to this here. This group asked what the people's gender is. These are the responses, and the website that they chose has already summarized it. You see that the website creates pretty nice graphics and you do not need to do anything else. The next question is very important because they had to figure out if they are surveying a population that's affected by the problem. You see that more than 80% of the people surveyed are first generation students, meaning that they have distributed the survey to the correct population. Be careful with grammatical mistakes. For example, here there should be a. It's not that big of a mistake, but some things are grossly misspelled and some things are not defined well, which shows me that other classmates have not checked your work. I'm sure that one person created this survey, but before it is sent out to others, there needs to be a second and third person who check it. Having other people check your work is not something to avoid. It's a very good practice in the business community, and you should get used to it. Especially once you become a supervisor to somebody, you have to teach your team to do so. And they should be open to it. So you need to be open to it now. All right, back to the questions. Now, the group that presented the first generation solution presented option for some sort of a fair or a program where first generation students can receive daily essentials such as toothbrushes and shampoo and so on, or even clothes, because they have economical challenges. So this question aims at the solution, and it will show that their solution is needed, which is the purpose of all of this research and all of these questions being asked of the people you will serve.